what's up? Tyler from Weekly Metal Reviews here, talking about yet another show in 2012. This time, I'm going to speak of Overkill. God forbid, I'm going to butcher this. Suidakra. I have no clue how to say it. I'll get to that then. Diamond Plate. Give Them Rope. And the last remark that happened in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at the Trocadero Theater. So, yeah. So, the first band was The Last Remark. I think they're like kind of local or something. They were okay. I think they played about 3 original songs, and then they played a cover of Holy Diver and a cover of Whiplash from Metallica, my favorite friends. But those covers were alright. I felt like the Dio cover was especially good. The vocals were definitely, I thought they were awesome. So props to them on that. The bassist reminded me of Jason Newsted, the way his hair is, the way he just kind of bounces around, the way that he just kind of had a black tank top on or whatever it was. And, you know, he's just kind of being cool. But they were good. Check them out. Their original songs weren't too bad either. In my opinion, they should attempt to get another guitarist. Their sound would sound much more fuller and better. But yeah, I wouldn't go out and say they were full out thrash metal, because at times they weren't. But they were kind of catchy. They were kind of cool. But yeah, check that band out. The next band was Give Them Rope, and this band, oh my gosh, like my face felt raped after they were done. They played kind of a style of like hardcore punk, just hardcore kind of style. I don't know. It was amazing though. They were so sludgy, like they were so slow and pounding and thick, and like I'm not saying this band was like Meshuggah in any way, but take just the repetitive nature of some of Meshuggah's songs and how they're just kind of slow and kind of repetitive and just really crunchy and crushing, and they're just destructive. Take that, and that's kind of how this band kind of was, in my opinion. Their sound was freaking just, it came out and it's like a giant bear just taking your face off. They had some slow, punishing moments, and then they played a couple like more upbeat songs, and they really got the crowd going. I need to check this band out. You need to do too. Give Them Rope. The vocals were excellent as well. These guys had excellent stage presence, high energy, but just, oh my gosh, they were. I loved them. They kind of didn't fit in with this bill, but they were destructive. I'll say that. So check them out. Give Them Rope. Apologize. The next band was Diamond Plate. They're a thrash metal band. They're kind of newish. These guys destroyed. Like, pretty much every band here was nice and was just awesome. But these guys annihilated. They surprisingly really got the crowd into it as well. They played a bunch of songs off their debut album, Generation Y. This band kind of reminded me of like a very young Slayer. And I say that because the singer plays bass, and then they have 2 guitarists that just run around and play thrashy, amazing riffs and shred your face off, and then they have some beats that are awesome as well. But these guys put on an excellent performance. I'm going to attempt to see these guys more in the future. They're nice guys too. You know, I picked up their Generation Y debut album, and a review of that will be coming very soon. But just check this band out. Support this band. awesome thrash metal. This band has a lot of potential. Amazing show that they put on. Very high energy. Both their guitars were just running around the entire time, and it was awesome. So next was, once again, I apologize if any of the fans of this band watch this video, but I have no clue how to pronounce this. You'll see the band in the title of this video. Suidakra or something. I don't know. They're foreign. I've never listened to this band, so I was coming into it just kind of like not really expecting much, really. And they took a while to get on, and they just, I don't know, like, they just did not impress me at all. They kind of bored me in a way. Like, all their songs, they played like 3 songs, and they all sounded the same. I don't know. They just didn't really impress me. They had zero energy to me. I don't know. Maybe I need to check this band's studio stuff out or something. They didn't bring the motherfucking heat to me, kind of like all the other bands did. You know, if you're a fan of this band, I'm sorry, I just was not impressed with this. There was a couple moments where I was like, yeah, that's kind of cool, that's groovy, that's, you know, it's melodic, it's cool, but other than that, it's just was not impressive. Not an impressive performance to me. Definitely, maybe the weakest of the night. But they were okay. But next was God Forbid. And this band, you know, they're a metalcore, one of the older metalcore bands, you know, around like 2003 with their album Gone Forever. They started getting really big, and this band just kind of like died recently. But like I actually honestly forgot about this band until I heard they had a new album coming out. But I do enjoy this band, and they were awesome. Probably besides Overkill, they were the second best band there. They played a couple from their new album, Equilibrium, and they played my favorite song off of that, which is Overcome. And I listened to Equilibrium, and I wasn't really, like, expecting much. I was just expecting it to be decent stuff. But I was actually really impressed with that album. I listened to it. And that song, Overcome, is my favorite off of that. And I was, like, jumping up and down in happiness when they said they were going to play that. Vocals were excellent. Both, the one guitarist, I forget his name. It's not coming to me. But he did some cleans and they sounded awesome. The scream vocals from the big black guy were awesome. The cleans he did were awesome. This band, they lost Doc, who was their kind of main and lead guitarist. But so they had a new guitarist, and he did pretty good. He shredded it up. In my opinion, he could have been a little bit more active. He just kind of like stood there a little bit, but that's just a little minor thing I have to complain about with their performance. Otherwise, it was awesome. They did not play my favorite song, which was Empire of the Gun. You know, that might be kind of like cliche, like that's their most popular song, but I freaking adore that song. They honestly, which really pissed me off, that I guess they were having a technical problem with their one guitar, and so they had to cut their set. So maybe it was in there, but they just weren't able to play it. They played the title track off of Gone Forever, and they played something off of Determination, which is way back then. But other than that, they put on a slam show. I really enjoyed them. Check that band out. The last band, the headliner, Overkill, I've been wanting to see this band for the longest time now. And to have Bobby Blitz in the entire Overkill band 20 feet in front of me was just an amazing experience. I adore almost everything this band has done. Oh my gosh, it was, I wish they could have just played all night. They didn't end until like a little bit after midnight, which was awesome. They played 4 songs from their new album. They played Come and Get It, Electric Rattlesnake, Wish You Were Dead. Then they played their old songs, Elimination. The crowd went freaking nuts for Elimination. Rotten to the Core, Fuck You. Then they played Ironbound, Bring Me the Night. They just, amazing set. I had 0 complaints with their set and the songs that they played. They were so high energy. They were so fast. They were so heavy as fuck. They were loud too. They were probably one of the loudest bands that I've seen in a while. And Bobby Bliss sounded absolutely perfect. The bassist, darn it, I forget his name. Sorry. But that guy is like pure sex appeal on stage. I don't care if he's like in his 50s or whatever. He just looks sexy. If I was a chick, I would want that guy after watching him play. The solos were nailed. The backup vocals sounded spot on, perfect. That kind of surprised me too. Although there were some instances when they kind of forgot to do backup vocals, like in Electric Rattlesnake during the chorus. But I have 0 complaints with this performance. The drums sounded amazing. Their mix was just awesome. Even for being loud, they were just very aggressive, and I loved. They win my performance of the year in 2012 so far. You must support this band. If you're a fan of metal and you don't like Overkill, there is something wrong with you. There really is, in my opinion. This band is so underrated, in my opinion, the most underrated band in all of heavy metal. But I thought one thing that was kind of interesting but was cool, whenever they played a solo or the band was just jamming and Bobby didn't have any vocals, he went completely off stage. And I could see him just standing in a corner, but as soon as he had the vocals, he would run out like in like 1 second and grab the mic and just start singing, just swing out there. I thought that was kind of cool. It was neat. It adds to their performance. And one thing, their pits, I didn't get in their pits, but just from watching, I was like, holy crap, these are the most brutal pits I've seen like all year. There was a fight that broke out right next to me. It took a while to break that fight up, to security guards and stuff. But especially during elimination, that place went nuts, and those pits were freaking insane. But anyways, I'm going to conclude this. Check out Overkill. Check out all the bands, the locals or whatever. They will be linked in the description. Check out all these bands. Go to this tour. That was the first night of the tour. You must go to it. If you're cool enough to go to New England Metal and Hardcore Fest, they will be there. And I wish I could go to that. But anyways, this is Weekly Metal Reviews.